My name is Elias Thorne. I have exactly 16 hours to live a lifetime. At midnight, the Neuro-Sync chip at the base of my skull will pulse, and every face I've seen, every word I've spoken, and every secret I've learned today will be vaporized. In the year 2084, memory is no longer biological. It is a premium subscription service. If you cannot afford the monthly cloud storage fee, your mind is set to auto-delete. Every morning, Elias is a blank slate, a ghost in a living body, forced to reconstruct his entire identity before breakfast. The walls of my apartment are a frantic mosaic of neon yellow sticky notes and digital displays, each one a desperate attempt by yesterday's me to pilot today's me through the wreckage of a forgotten life. I wake up in a cold sweat, clutching sheets I don't recognize, staring at a ceiling that feels like a stranger's house. Yesterday's Elias, listen to me. Don't go to work. Don't trust the daily logs. They are feeding us fake memories to keep us working the mines. Find Sarah. She's at the Sector 4 archives. She has the decryption key. I found her standing among the towering racks of humming data drives, where the air smells of ozone and ancient dust. Her silhouette was framed by the flickering blue light of a dying terminal, a lone figure in a cathedral of lost information. She didn't even look up when I entered. She simply checked her watch with a practiced, weary flick of her wrist, as if she had timed my footsteps 1,000 times before.
You're late, Elias. By about 10 minutes compared to yesterday.
You know me? My notes say you have a key to stop the reset. I held out my hand, trembling with the hope of a man who thinks he's finally found his salvation. I imagined the key would be a golden ticket, a way to finally see my mother's face or remember my first kiss. But Sarah didn't reach for a key. She reached for my face, her thumb tracing the jagged scar where the metal meets the skin at my hairline.
Elias, I've given you that key 300 times. And every night, at 11:59 p.m., you look at what you've done, the crimes you committed for the corporation before you lost your memory, and you choose to delete it all. You aren't a victim of the system. You are using the reset to hide from your own conscience. You were the one who programmed the auto-delete for the masses, Elias. You were their favorite executioner, the man who decided whose history was worth keeping and whose was trash, until you realized you couldn't live with the ghosts of the families you erased.
The air in the archives grew heavy as the digital clock on the wall began its final, rhythmic pulse toward zero. The red numbers bled into the darkness, mocking me. I looked at the terminal, where a lifetime of jagged, painful truths sat waiting behind a single password. I could be whole again. I could have a past, a soul, and a name that meant something. But I would also have to remember the screams of the people I'd silenced and the cold, mathematical precision with which I destroyed lives for a paycheck. The countdown begins. The truth is a heavy burden, but the silence of forgetting is a different kind of death. I watched the seconds bleed away, realizing that my innocence was just a mask I put on every morning to avoid the mirror. I was choosing to be a newborn every day because I was too terrified to be an adult with a history of blood on his hands. I'd rather be a ghost than a monster. I stepped back from the terminal, the blue light reflecting in my wide, watering eyes. I let the decryption key, a small, glowing obsidian drive, slip from my fingers. It vanished into the dark vents of the floor with a hollow metallic clatter. Sarah didn't try to stop me. She just watched with a look of profound, eternal pity. As the clock struck 12, a familiar, blinding blue flash filled my vision, washing away the guilt, the archives, and the woman who loved a man who no longer existed. Some secrets are too heavy for one lifetime. If you enjoyed this trip into the future, like and subscribe so you don't miss the next reset. Share this with a friend and comment below. Would you choose to remember a painful truth or live in blissful ignorance? Don't let this story fade. Stay tuned for more.